It's Friday morning. Not quite a beautiful day as yesterday, but it's still a beautiful morning. And we're joined in studio with the First Federal Program by Dick Belcher. Morning, Dick.
Good morning, Paul Zartman. Your hair changed since the last time I saw you.
Yeah, I lightened it up on Sunday.
Okay, all right.
Looks good, though. Looks good.
Thank you.
I did the same on mine.
Yes, yours looks
Can
amazing.
you tell?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Love it. Jealous.
Yeah, this is a great day. Every day's a great day. Just some days are better than others. So, okay, this is spring forward clocks. Saturday night when you go to bed, turn your clock up, Mark.
I gotta remember that.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
sure my wife's all over it.
Write it on your hand there, someplace. Okay, the Democrat presidential race seems to be narrowing down to Bernie and Joe. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, Elizabeth Warren, she threw in the towel.
Yep. Threw in the towel yesterday.
Yeah, but she's not endorsing anybody yet. She's waiting for a deal.
That might be smart.
Yeah, it probably is. Okay. Well, see, Congress approved yesterday $8.3 billion for the coronavirus. How do we spend $8 billion?
I wish I had that answer.
You know, Mark?
I don't
Huh?
Well, for the U.S. government, that's,
That's
billion
nothing,
here,
right?
billion there. Eventually,
Okay.
you're talking real money. But
Well, they expect the president to sign. He didn't ask for that much. He only asked for $2 billion, and they said they liked him so much they gave him $8. So,
Must be a good problem to have, I guess.
hopefully, they'll do something good with that.
okay, I got a little trivia about daylight savings time. It was established start date in the U.S. What was the Uniform Time Act passed? When was the Uniform Time Act passed? Was it 1941, 1966, or 1974? Now, the daylight saving time, it goes back to the 1800s. They think if they mess around with the clock, they get an extra hour or something. Anyway, give us a little sports, Tanner or Lee.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. It's a fun time of year. Sectional basketball going on. College basketball starting to wind down. Get into March Madness. So a lot going on. The Rochester boys basketball team plays another local team tonight in Winamac. That game will be at Winamac at 6:30. Rochester won their previous meeting way back in, I think, November, or if not November, it was December. It was early in the year. 50-41. But Winamac put up 88 points on Lewis Cass the other night. That was quite a few points. So Rochester's going to have to try to hold them to a lot lower point margin tonight, but that should be a good one. Once again, that's at 6:30. Yeah, Winamac, WRI will be on the call.
Yes, we will. We'll have Randy Wynn and Justin Bach calling that game.
Perfect. Tippecanoe Valley season came to an end earlier this week. They lost to Lakeland. Caston's in action tonight. They play Tri-County. And Argus is in action tonight against Oregon Davis. They beat Culver on Tuesday. So a lot of local teams still alive and surviving and fighting on. So a lot going on tonight. Local college basketball action. Purdue got a nice road win at Iowa on Tuesday night. Kind of an unexpected road win. I thought I would be out for revenge after Purdue smacked them the first time they played, and it was senior night for Iowa. But Purdue must just have their number. Went in there, won, and improved their record to 16-14. Big game tomorrow against Rutgers down in West Lafayette. Rutgers is coming in off a win over Maryland, and their record is 19-11. Indiana got a big, much-needed win on Wednesday over Minnesota, 72-67, to improve their record to 19-11. They host Wisconsin tomorrow at noon. Wisconsin has a 20-10 record. Interesting note about that game is if Wisconsin wins, they clinch a share of the Big Ten, but they would clinch also the number one seed in the Big Ten tournament due to tiebreakers. So big game for them and a big game for Indiana as they want to.
I didn't think they were that good.
They got on fire within the last month. They had their second leading scorer left the program due to some things behind the scenes, and ever since then they've played a lot better. So maybe he was a cause to some chemistry issues. And Notre Dame lost a heartbreaker to Florida State on Wednesday at home, 73-71. They're now 18-12. They host Virginia Tech tomorrow, who's 16-14. Notre Dame's going to probably have to make a run in their conference tournament if they want a chance to make the big NCAA tournaments. And Butler beat St. John's on Wednesday, 77-55. Proves their record at 21-9. They travel to Xavier tomorrow, who's 19-11. Xavier's one of those bubble teams, so they'll be out for blood come tomorrow. But a lot of good action going on.
And where is that game?
Tomorrow's at Xavier.
At Xavier.
Yeah, and they need that win. So a lot of good college basketball action going on. A lot of the small tournaments going on this week. So always a fun time of year. Got some tidbits here this morning. On this day in 1836, the Battle of the Alamo ended after 13 days of fighting. I'm sure you've read about that in your history book a time or two, Paul.
Yeah.
I saw it on TV.
On TV?
Yeah.
What, reenacted in a movie?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Do you remember who starred in that movie?
No.
No, okay.
No.
Oh, I don't know either.
No.
I was hoping you would.
I'll ask the question.
On this day in 1922, Babe Ruth, he was a pretty good baseball player, signed a 3-year contract with the New York Yankees at $52,000 a year. Quite a bit of money back then.
Yeah.
On this day in 1950, Silly Putty went on sale for the first time in the U.S. I'm sure we've all...
Who did Silly Putty play for?
That's a good question that I don't have an answer for.
You mentioned about Babe Ruth. I remember one time that his salary was higher than our president, and they asked him about that, and he says, "I had a better year."
That's a pretty good answer. Yeah, he was making money well before his times. On this day in 1964, Cassius Clay changed his name to Muhammad Ali. You're better known for, of course, his later name there. Arguably the best boxer of all time.
Yes.
And today we have a lot of national days today. Today is National Day of Unplugging. So unplug your electronics and just relax and enjoy life. Don't stress about your electronics today. It's also White Chocolate Cheesecake Day. I can get on board with that one.
Yeah.
Dentist Day. Employee Appreciation Day. Middle Name Pride Day. Dress in Blue Day, which Mark and I are both in blue, so we got that.
I
That
was
green. Frozen Food Day and Salesperson Day. So quite a few days.
I'm gonna have to be nice to the sales team today, I guess.
It is Employee Appreciation Day too. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you hear that, Dick?
I did.
Okay,
I did.
Want to make sure.
Yeah. Fulton County Historical Power Association Fish and Chicken Fry is tomorrow from 3:30 to 7:30 at the Fulton County Historical Society. Tickets are $10 or $6 for ages 6 to 11. They can be purchased at the door. That's a fundraiser for them that they do every year. Rochester Youth Baseball is looking for sponsorship commitments by March 27th. Opening day is April 24th. Teams sponsorships provide shirts and hats for each player and a banner in the outfield. Contact Fred McLaughlin Jr. for more information about that. Well, some milestones that we're going to mention. Wilma and Obie Wagner are celebrating their 75th wedding anniversary.
wow. Congratulations to
That's a
them.
long time, isn't it?
Wow.
We also need to mention that Bob Peterson, local attorney, turns 90 this Sunday. He'll be 90. Bob's a retired attorney here. He also was past state senator. He was a Purdue University trustee for a short period of time. And he ran for lieutenant governor at one time and served in Fulton County in many, many ways. Also, some flowers this morning to Dr. Ken Hoff. He has purchased Lakeshore Mobile Home Court. Mobile homeowners have been given notice to be out by April 30th. He plans for condos and single-family homes. But Doc's done a lot of things like in our community like that. Plus, remember about a year or two ago, he bought the apartment building at 1109 East 9th Street and completely gutted it out and remodeled it, and it's 100% occupied now.
Yeah, he did a lot of nice things with that apartment complex or building down there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, some money news. We'll save the money news to our guests. We have imported guests at great expense this morning, Mark Blubaugh. Thanks for coming in.
Glad to be here, thank you.
We'll talk about the money market and what's happening. And also, I see you got on, Duncan is giving away a free classic donut with a purchase of any drink every Friday this month.
Yep, so today's Friday, so we got a Dunkin' out here, so yeah, purchase
So
a
if I
drink
go
and
out
you
there
get a free
and
donut.
buy a Coke, there I get a free donut?
That's what I believe, that's what the article
Yeah,
stated,
let's
so.
Okay, at First Federal, come in and see us today. We're open until 5 o'clock on Fridays. Tomorrow from 8:30 to noon. You can always bank with us online and with our mobile apps. We offer many different mortgage products, USDA, FHA loans, conventional loans, one-step construction loans, premier first-time home buyer loans, and more. With rates falling rather dramatically and this week and the week before, you might want to look at refinancing. You know, the Federal Reserve, they reduced their discount rate 50 basis points. And that was a special meeting, and they meet again on the 17th. There's a lot of speculation as to whether they'll reduce that more. Trump says it needs to go more. We'll see what happens there. We offer simply free checking accounts, simply free business checking accounts. When you open a new account, you get a free gift. We're still doing the meal mugs.
Tomorrow is the last day of the meal mug, so if you want a meal mug, you better get in today or tomorrow and open up simply free checking accounts, or you can refer a friend and get a gift that way. Starting next week, we're going to have the Ironworks tool set.
Oh my God.
Yeah, a whole set of tools.
Now you shouldn't have told that, because the people that were coming in for a mug, now they're going to say, oh, I'd rather have a tool.
Those mugs are pretty nice though, and they come in a marble finish or a teal finish, so the tool set comes in one standard.
Okay.
One standard color.
Yeah, black.
We offer commercial lending for businesses. Contact Linda Breeden for more information. I also offer financial service. Contact Mark Blubaugh or Brian Bell. Who is that?
Like I said, I think one of them standing right next to
Okay.
you.
Oh, Mark Blubaugh. We'll talk to you in a little bit. We're anxious to get some inside information on the market.
I can't give inside information today.
That'll
Go to
get
jail for that. And plus, I don't have any.
We're the only locally owned bank in Fulton County. We don't want to be the biggest, just the best. Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. We are a member of FDIC and an equal housing lender, and our NMLS number is 39090927. Are we legal now?
We're legal and ready to rock and roll, I think.
Okay. Mark Blubaugh, welcome. We're glad to have you here this morning.
Thanks for having me, and good morning, everybody out there listening. Appreciate it. And this is kind of not the first time we do this in the spring. So it must be tax time and IRA season. Probably the 30th time in spring is when you bring me on, which I appreciate that.
Okay.
And I'm assuming that's what you want to talk about.
Well, actually, the reason you're here, we put names in a hat and pulled. You got the lucky. So.
I know I come off the bench often. I know
Yeah,
that.
right. Okay.
Being a big baseball player or fan, I always Dick, somebody nice showed up, so Dick's gonna give me a call to be on the radio. So.
Okay, you mentioned about IRAs and tax. Let's tell us about that.
Yeah, as
And
everybody.
you got to assume that people out there, they forget year to year about IRAs. What a good deal it is.
It is. You know, whether it's your IRA, 401k, however you're participating to make sure you have a pretty comfortable retirement. April 15th is, of course, tax day, so you've got to then to fund an IRA if you haven't done so yet. Big deal. A lot of people just look at the immediate effect. So if you put in an IRA, yeah, that's going to help your tax situation this year. You can still do it, like I said, for 2019, which would help reduce your tax liability possibly. Work with your CPA or your investment advisor to discuss whether you should do a Roth IRA or traditional IRA. But also look at the long term. The big benefit of an IRA or any type of retirement savings is that our wonderful IRS, our government, have given us the advantage of saving long-term by not paying taxes every year on your earnings. So the power of compounding without taxes coming out every year of that investment is amazing. There's all kinds of little calculation you can do on your laptop, Google this, Google that, and just put in there, if you put $6,000 a year in for whatever, 20 years, assume a rate of return, whatever you're comfortable with. It's amazing how it will grow, but you got to do it. Nobody's going to do it for you.
Okay, Brian Bell couldn't make it this morning. He's doing some new products. Tell us about those products that he's.
Yeah, we brought. We've been very fortunate. Our department at First Federal Financial Service Department. We've grown a lot, and we brought on Brian Bell. It's been almost 2 years now. He's fully licensed in securities, life insurance, health insurance, and an area that we've been wanting to bring on. Just quite frankly, time-wise, I personally just couldn't get it done, was to offer to our customers, because they ask a lot, and that is at 65 or close to that, you've got to make the Medicare decision. And often, most times, folks will want a supplement to that, which basically will help pay what Medicare doesn't at age 65. So Brian Bell is fully licensed to sit down with a customer and explain all the different options. We simply do a computer program and it spits out, okay, this plan would probably be best for you for this reason, and the price, what it covers. So he's very knowledgeable on that area. He worked for Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid for the state of Indiana combined for about 10 years. So he has a lot of knowledge in that area.
I think most people buy a supplement, correct?
I'd say a very high percentage, yes. And you probably should. You definitely want to look at that.
So if you want to talk more about that, you can call Brian or stop in at First Federal.
Yeah, definitely get a hold of Brian on that. It is, first look at it, it's complicated. So Brian does a great job of explaining the benefit, matching that benefit up with what your personal needs are. Similar to what we do with clients sitting down talking about investments. Okay, what works for you? What are you trying to do? And then have a nice conversation, and from there, then we'll draft a plan and see if we can help you.
Okay, Mark Blubaugh, let's shift gears a little bit to what's happened in the last couple of weeks in the market. Up and down, 1,000 move is nothing.
Yeah.
700 is pretty standard. What should we do? Should I sell out? Should I panic? First Federal only 2 stories high.
No, never panic. But yeah, there's situations going on out there. What the bottom line is, the market never likes any uncertainty. So the future, the market's always about the future, not now. So people are just a bit nervous of what's going on. That hey, what's going to happen? So it's a flight to safety. Dick had mentioned earlier on the Treasury rates. One of the reasons is because everything, remember, supply and demand. Is people are pulling money out of the stock market, go into what they call safe haven, which is the United States Treasury. So you got more buyers than sellers, so that drives rates down. But I think the economy itself still looks good. It's growing. People are working. Those are what really drive the market. I'm hoping this situation is a hiccup. More importantly, I hope they can figure out how to address this issue and get this under control around the world. That's probably the most important thing.
Yes, and you got to keep in mind the economics of the U.S. is great. We got a little hiccup here. We got a lot of unknowns and scares, and so it affects the market.
Yeah. If you obviously I've studied a little bit, but historically, if you look at what they would call a correction, which is usually down 10 to 15%, early in the year, like we're having, a lot of times, a higher percentage of time at the end of the year of 2020, that market actually finished up. So eventually this goes away. And so my suggestion to our clients has been write it out. And if you get totally uncomfortable, deal with your advisor. Yeah, there's some changes you can make, but and then everything's age-based too. So if you're getting up in your years planning on using these funds quickly, you shouldn't be 100% in the stock market anyway. But you need to sit down with your advisor and work out a plan that you're comfortable with.
That's right. Now we're down 12%. The Dow's down 12% of the total market. And so what you're saying, by the end of the year, we'll have gained that all back and we'll be ahead.
I don't think you quite understood what I said, Jack, apparently. I said, historically, that has happened often.
Yes.
You have a panic early in the year, and then it does come back. Corporate America just figures out how to make money. Same as, you have some worldwide issues, problems. Politics is always a big deal, but it's not, actually, because corporate America will, in my opinion, will figure out a way to make money despite the U.S. government, who's running it or who's not running it. So,
okay, let's go back to IRAs and who qualifies. How do you qualify?
Yeah, that you do want to sit down with your CPA or advisor, but most people can qualify for an IRA. If you have a retirement account at work, whether it be a pension or 401k, then you may not be able to deduct your IRA contribution based on your income. So you do want to sit down with somebody and discuss that and see if you qualify. If you do not have a retirement account, if you have earned income, and you are 50 years old, you can put in up to $7,000, both in 1919 and 2020. So also, if you are under that age, you can put in 6,000. So if you're 49 or younger, and you qualify, like I said, if you don't have a plan, you just have to have earned income.
Well, I see it, and I know you do also. A lot of people that really qualify don't take advantage of it. The government offers it, so take advantage of it. 20 years from now, you'll love it.
Yeah, you do have to be disciplined. Plus, you don't have to put 6,000 in or 7,000. Get started with, if you're especially a young person, just get started with, if you can, do $50 a paycheck or $100 a month, whatever it is. Force yourself to start that program, and then as you get older, you get raises, you start making a little bit more money, you try to boost that up, because I mentioned age bases, for Dick and I especially, it's kind of like, oh, glad I did that years ago. So and we say IRA, 401k also, or a SEP plan if you're self-employed, simple IRA, same thing. There are different type of groups of getting a tax deduction or savings for retirement, but they all work. But you simply gotta be disciplined and get it started and do it.
Okay, you mentioned STEP. What is that?
A SEP?
Yeah.
SEP plan, that's for folks that are self-employed,
Okay.
that do not have a 401k. Tanner and I are blessed working at First Federal. We have a 401k, and First Federal matches some of what we put in there. If you're self-employed, you do not have, obviously, an employer that's doing that for you. So the IRS does have a plan that you can put in every year into a SEP plan. You need to cover your employees if you have them. If you do not, obviously, you would max it out for yourself. There's also a simple IRA, which is actually, believe it or not, working with the government, it is simple to set that up. And same thing, you can contribute, I think, 14,000, I think it is, that you can put in there. And a lot of times that's for smaller companies that don't want to spend the money for a 401k. That's normally for larger companies because there's cost involved. With the simple, there's basically not any cost.
Okay, Mark, I know you work a lot with people that are retiring and they have elected to take cash out of their 401k. Talk about that a little bit. What are you recommending that they do, and how do you counsel them?
Yeah, if you have the opportunity to roll out your 401k, for whatever reason that may be, you want to, usually it's because you want to keep a little more control of it. You want to roll that into an IRA so you're not paying those taxes. You do not want to roll out 401k, in my opinion, to say pay off your house because you're going to pay your income taxes on all that.
How about a cruise?
Maybe with some of it, but you want to keep that around. Because a lot of times, most folks, the 401k is there to supplement Social Security, and you're going to want to turn on a monthly income, not a lump sum withdrawal, because you're going to pay all those taxes at once. So spread it out over your retirement by getting a monthly check rather than a lump sum.
Mark, thanks for stopping by this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it, getting up early and getting out in the snow.
And you and Tanner flunked on the weather today. Yesterday was much better.
It could be a lot worse.
Who was in charge yesterday?
Not me. Not me.
I wish I
But
could
yeah,
take credit, not me.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about daylight savings time. You know, it goes way back. They think they're saving a day or an hour. Well, I remember in World War II, when I was just a young chap, and of course we had daylight saving time. It was to save energy, so that we had, because you don't have as much electricity. And also, we were all encouraged to have victory gardens for the war, and so all those things kind of went hand in hand. I was Googling this, and I found out in Iowa at one time they had 13 time zones across Iowa.
Oh, wow.
That was before the government said, okay, we're not going to do that anymore. And you can remember not too long ago when Winnemac was in one time zone, and
Yep.
at the courthouse and at First Federal in Winnemac we were at a different time zone. So anyway, they got that all straightened out. Okay, our trivia this morning. What year was the Uniform Time Act passed? And finally, Congress says this is ridiculous. Was it 1941, 66, or 74? Got any guesses on that?
I don't have a clue. I'll go with 66.
You're right.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What do I win?
Yeah. What else happened in 66?
66. No.
That's when First Federal started.
What? Really?
Oh,
Oh,
January 3rd.
Yeah, Jenny. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Good job,
Okay.
Tanner.
Brownie points for Tanner.
We'll consider you for another raise.
All right. Hey, that's what I like to hear.
I said consider.
Get that in writing.
Okay, let's close with these words of wisdom by Howard Schultz. He's the CEO of Starbucks. Risk more than others think is safe. Dream more than others think is practical.
Perfect.
Howard Schultz. Thank you, Paul.
Thanks, Dick. Look forward to talking to you again next week.
Okay.